Dwarfcraft on the phone. He's going to send us a pitch grinder, which we saw at NAMM Show down at his booth. And that thing is just as amazing as what we're going to show here. What we have here is we have Walrus Audio's Iron Horse, the Morphine Dream, Loud Buttons, Electronics, right, this is distortion. This is a fuzz phaser.
Yep.
And then we have the Disaster Transport Senior by Earthquaker Devices. Because I'm a huge fan of Earthquaker Devices, I believe that they make very, very forward-thinking pedals, and this is awesome. It's 2 delays and a reverb, and it's not just delays, it's delays with tone, with musicality. It's awesome.
There's modulation.
Modulation.
Reverb, all kinds of, yeah, different ways to make something and mix and match, and it's a really deep pedal. I mean, it's going to take a while to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. It's never that easy as it looks. I mean, it's not like just busting things on. I mean, yeah, you'll get something that you really like, but you're just going to be scraping the surface. And then we started combining stuff, and we started hitting sounds, and we were just like, man, this starts it. You could spend weeks doing this. We saw Pigtronics. They were awesome. They got some smaller pedals coming out. You know, I'd show them, but they didn't have any to give us. But I will tell you that they have some really great stuff coming out, and that tap delay thing that they have was, I mean, it was just mind-boggling. It's on their website, you can see it. But Pigtronics, for sure, check their stuff out. Earthquaker Devices, they had a compressor on the board that they didn't tell me about, and I kept looking at Jonathan when I was playing. I'm like, this compressor is awesome. They didn't tell me it was going to be on the board, and it's killer. And it's not just a compressor. It's again, they're making more than just a compressor. They make more than just a delay. They make more than just a modulation pedal. They always bring in these ideas that it makes the pedal indispensable. But we went and saw Mono Case. They make gig bags, straps, backpacks. I mean, everything for the traveling musician, and they're awesome.
Great stuff.
Great player. But anyway, so and then we went down into the depths of NAMM, where not a lot of people will go. You take the escalators down, and that's where some of our less known, but you know, very just as innovative builders. WMD was down there. William was there showing his modular stuff that he's really into. He still makes a Geiger counter. He still has an envelope filter and parametric EQ. He's working on a sub, so he's still, you know, busting his ass, working really hard. And we went to Ben at Dwarfcraft, and he had his new pedal, which was the pitch grinder. Jonathan messed around with it more than I was kind of just like playing, and he got to do the knobs. Why don't you tell us?
Well, I loved it. It was it's a lo-fi pitch shifting sequencer. 8 steps, I think, and it's like 8-bit, and it just mangles your sound and pitch shifts it.
So we walked over and we saw, who did Jamie from Earthquaker say?
Oh, Mojo Hand.
Mojo Hands.
Very good sounding delay pedal, great sounding fuzz pedal, great sounding envelope filter. That's all we really got a chance to mess with, but they were really nice.
Well constructed.
Yeah, he's been in the game a long time, had Tone Factor, and he's had a few different lines.
Right, that's right.
Sinister was one, and Boomstick was one, I think, over the years. But yeah, Mojo Hand effects sound great. Looking forward to that.
And then we went over to Loud Button Electronics, and we got to see Morphine Dream. He also makes the Loud Button, which I've covered in video.
The WTF.
We're all right.
Yeah.
WTF, not Loud Button. But awesome pedal. If you want to check it out, I did a video. But let's go into his Morphine Dream. So he basically was soldering the night before.
Yeah, this is the display model he kicked down.
Yeah.
That everyone was playing through during NAMM. It's a rolling jet phaser, more or less. I mean, it's like a modernized rolling jet phaser, which I think a lot of people have been waiting for. I know I've always liked the sound of it.
Right.
From the Isley Brothers and
right.
Larry Graham
right.
stuff. I think it's one of the great pedals, and finally someone did it.
can see that. Why don't you explain what that was? I can't remember what it does. It just does something really cool.
Yeah, you have your slow. It has a slow and a fast speed, and you can adjust your slow here with this knob. So you can adjust that. And when you hit this button, it'll ramp it up or ramp it down depending on where it's at. Pretty psychedelic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it sounds great and it sounds big and it's all the classic ingredients of that effect.
Right.
They really nailed it.
Let's check out this. So this is Walrus Audio, who we didn't see a booth, but we know they're there. And he's the day of NAMM show. I opened up my door and he had sent this, which is his distortion. This is the Jupiter fuzz that he makes. And then this is the Janus, which, come on, toggles and it's fuzz and tremolo, and it's awesome. So we haven't really had a lot of time to mess with it. It's a short week after NAMM, so we did mess with this, and let's see what happens. That thing is awesome. I mean, we've messed with it a ton. It's really a great distortion, and you know, in the fuzz world, the fuzz dominated world, it's nice to see somebody, you know, coming out with a distortion, because it's a different thing. It's a different animal. Like fuzzes always have that saturation thing happening, and this is like a distortion, but it does have that saturation thing, but it doesn't have to have it. But when you're cranking it, you can just see how it's just like starving it. Like, you know, it just has that.
Can't deal with all the tuning.
Right.
But at a really low gain, which this thing, a low gain is relatively the same, because it's not. It's right in. I mean, that's barely up. It sounds like Slayer. So anyway, yeah, that's those two combined. At the start of the video, we had that sound happen, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, it was this, right? So let's see if we can imitate that. So go for it.